Hi, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners. Today we are going to talk to Denisse Martinez. She is here with us. She's on our team, and she speaks Spanish. So anybody who needs an agent who can speak Spanish, she is your woman. And she also sold in Mexico for 15 years as a real estate broker. So she comes with lots of experience, and she's been here with us for about a year now.
Yes,
I think so.
1 year.
And we just kind of wanted to talk because we've never really picked her brain about, hey, what's the differences? So we know how we do it here, but we don't know kind of, how do you get a loan in Mexico? What do you do, So you want to just kind of tell us, here we know that we have government financing programs like FHA and VA and that kind of stuff, but do you have similar in Mexico, or what do they do? What do they primarily use?
Oh, we have primary. We use the loan from the bank.
So you just go directly to a bank?
To the bank, yes.
Like a conventional loan then.
Yes, yeah. And also we have some programs that you have to have some requirements just to have the government assistance to get around. Or we have also that program is that the people that have they have several years working in the same company, and if you
we kind of have that here. You have to be in the same field 2 years, so kind of similar.
Yeah, you have. I think it's easier that program because you don't need to be with the same company for 2 years.
Right.
It's you are just having your weeks, and when you have all the amount for the certain weeks, you can apply for that benefit.
So do you think it's easier to get a loan here or easier to get a loan there?
I think it's easy to get a loan in Mexico.
Okay.
That one is the I feel with my clients here that one is the part of
the credit score.
The credit, they have to build the credit score here.
So here we all think it's a scam. I think every one of us think our credit rating in the U.S. is a scam. But so there, since they don't go off of credit rating from the 3 different credit bureaus that run our lives, what do they go off of there? Just time on job and how much money you have to put down?
Yes. In Mexico, if you want to buy a house, if you have in Mexico, you can buy a house if you have if you can demonstrate if you have the money in your bank account to be the money is legal and
right. Basically, if you're consistently putting money in your bank account, you
yes, if you pay your taxes, it's the same like here, but.
You don't actually get a credit rating from a credit bureau. It's just based off of the money coming in and out of your bank account to show that you can cover the amount that you need.
And that's why they go to the banks.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes more sense than it does here. Who am I to judge? But things we do here, you get the government involved and
yes. I will say
10 times harder.
I will say some of the government-backed loans, there are some great programs.
There
for that.
are.
And there are some really.
And we are fortunate here.
We have guidelines in place to protect our economy, but at the same time, the guidelines are pretty favorable here. It can. Some people might not meet them, but I think a lot of people can work to meet those guidelines because they're low.
And we have lenders that are very, very patient and are willing to guide people and help them to qualify for a loan. But I mean. I think it would be just nice to go into your bank who knows you and
I agree.
Yes, if you have your account, right. You have your account in your bank, they are gonna give you more benefits, or maybe your rate is gonna be a little bit better.
And here, that is just not the case.
Yeah,
it's just like the service that the banks provide for their clients.
I'm not sure what the banks provide here for clients.
It's tough because a lot of people here bank. They have their banking accounts with a larger bank, a national or regional. And
those are the hardest ones to get a loan through.
And they're hard to get loans through. and you're usually passed through a bunch of different departments. You may talk to somebody directly at a branch to start, but it doesn't last long.
The bigger banks are the harder ones to get the loan. So even if you get approved for the loan, then there's the appraisal hurdle. So then the appraisal hurdle has to go through a review board. And then it has to be resent through a review board sometimes.
Yes.
And that can take
And
7
also
days.
the new constructions, the builders, they make like
their own loans.
The commitment with the banks, with some banks, if you buy a house in our community, if you choose our bank, maybe we can offer to you.
Here?
No, in Mexico.
Oh, they do? Yeah.
Yes.
So here, it's similar, right? So you've experienced that too, where some of the lenders, especially towards the end of the year, is a really good time to buy a house from a builder.
Mm-hmm.
But they partner with their own lenders, and then they'll give you closing costs and stuff. So they won't actually give you the loan per se, but they'll give you free closing costs, which is nice.
Yes.
So.
But it still has to follow the same guidelines.
Right. Is it because it's still going through the government usually?
Because everything here is sold on a secondary market, so it all has to meet a guideline.
Right.
Which down there it might not, and that's why they're able to sort of make things a little bit easier and do it directly through the bank like that.
So do most people own in Mexico, or do most people rent?
I think we have both sides. Not all the people that can afford to buy a house, but
here not everyone who can afford to buy a house should own a home.
Yes, but
some people get overwhelmed by the maintenance aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think that point is one of the a lot of people maybe they can rent a house too, because the maintenance for the houses in Mexico is cheaper. Because the construction is different. I think.
So what are houses made out of there?
Most of the houses are made by brick or by concrete.
Okay, kind of like Florida.
Yes.
To withstand the brutal. Well, Florida is because of hurricanes and stuff. Those houses can withstand a lot.
Most of the houses it's not very common to have basements. And we don't have that problem maybe with.
Well, and air conditioning is a struggle in Mexico too, right?
Yes, only on the north part of Mexico they have to use for the weather, and also for the warm weather or the cold weather, but only in the north part of Mexico or maybe on the coast.
Well, I think I've kind of learned that we're kind of the odd birds for air conditioning. We're so spoiled here.
We are.
My husband is dreading going to Spain and taking Jonathan, because Jonathan and I do not process heat very well, and we both get really cranky. So I swear that kid is related to me somehow. But he had an awful time in Mexico when they went to Oaxaca because there was no air conditioning. Even the cars didn't have air conditioning.
Yeah, I think
so.
The last 2 years that I went to Mexico, the weather during the summer was crazy. We have a very high temperatures, and right now the weather is changing a lot. And in some part of Mexico, we are not prepared for that kind of weather, and maybe sometimes the fans are not enough. And maybe the people or
when I went to Italy, no air except for in hotels. And you had to stay in a large chain hotel to get air conditioning. So it's kind of interesting. I do like that. Being a fan of history and stuff, I kind of also like going to different parts of the world. If it was easier to get there, that would be beneficial.
Well,
but seeing how they do things differently than here, we're so spoiled.
A lot of things were developed so long ago that it doesn't have the correct infrastructure for gas
or plumbing,
plumbing, gas, or electric to run
Toilets
that way.
in Italy are a thing.
Yeah,
and in Greece, it's a thing.
And then they don't have the ductwork in already too, so you'd have to tear apart these old historic buildings to put it in. Can they handle the electric power draw that's going to be happening from it? Do they have plumbing to deal with any of the...
Yes, so how do you do... So in Mexico, so even here in the States, there's a lot of states where we can't have gas because you just can't run a gas line. So is everything there gas or electric or?
We use more gas for the
natural gas or propane.
We have both.
Okay.
We have both. It depends. but most other people for the dryers or they use like gas.
Oh, like, and when you go to Italy,
it's-
you see clothes hanging out still. Like, we love dryers.
Yes. Yeah, but the electric is more expensive
Than
than gas.
gas.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, which I know here it's
Kind of the opposite.
kind of the opposite, and
Yeah.
it's starting to equalize though.
Probably
I feel
because
like
we have so much coal too.
I know,
And the coal is what we use for the electric. So
but prices are starting to equalize a little bit here as well. So
yes, so that's interesting as well. So it's just kind of fun to kind of hear some of the differences. Any other big differences you can think of?
Oh, yes. I think here the clients you buy a house by different the area that you need your house maybe is the market is more open to
Okay.
to find a house because we don't choose the our house for the school district.
Okay.
okay,
That one's maybe it depends. You can choose the school for your kids, whatever.
Well, we're kind of weird even in Central Ohio. So where I grew up now, you don't necessarily choose your house for your school district because as long as you can drive your kid there, they can go to that school district. So here, the schools are very protective of the fact that they get their tax money from the homeowners, and they're very protective of we want your tax dollars because we want it to go directly in our school. So they will not allow that. So in Mexico, can you just go to school wherever you can get to go?
Because we have like public schools and private schools, but a lot of people they pay for
the private.
the private
Okay.
schools,
Very cool.
and we have too many different programs, and they can choose wherever
Alright.
fits better for the kids.
So most people are picking a house based off of location for work or other family, or
Yes.
okay.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, and here people do that as well, but
Mhm.
a lot of it is school district
Yeah.
driven here, which
Yeah.
is the big thing.
That's
so
why the taxes are so high.
it's interesting to hear that that's really not a factor down there. So
Yes.
Yeah.
when I think it's huge, our market obviously from us, but obviously Mexico's market, and so somebody coming from Mexico might not have any idea. They'll go to get a loan and they think it might just be like Mexico. They'll start looking for a house and they're not even thinking about the school district or the property taxes or
Right.
where they want to be. And it's huge to be able to educate somebody on that.
Well, and you're the perfect person to do that.
Yep.
So, because you can relay the differences between the two and explain to them what to expect.
Yes, because
So.
I have some clients that they say, oh, I bought a house, but now I have kids,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe I need to move another house because I didn't know that I cannot go
yeah.
for that school.
If they would have bought with you, they would have known.
Yes.
But
and
now you can make sure that they do.
Yes, and also I'm trying to help my clients to start building the
Building wealth.
yes, and direct them to with the correct loan officer.
Mhm.
If they ask me for a loan officer in Spanish, we
Right,
we
you
can
have
refer
that handled,
them just and they can help them to start with the process to.
Yeah, and
to
at
have a-
least, because here our lenders also have to be licensed. So at least then you can at least have a lender who also speaks Spanish and knows both languages, can walk them through the loan process too. So that's good.
And can help with some people because again, some people might not be aware of the credit situation.
Right.
Can help, talk through possible credit repair if they
Mhm.
need that to
Yes.
get into the loan types, which is huge.
Yeah. Well, Denisse, thanks for sharing with us your experience between Mexico and here. We appreciate it. And if anybody is looking to buy, sell, or build a home and you want someone who speaks Spanish, that would be Denisse. So, and as always, she has us backing her up too. So, anything she's not familiar with, we make sure she is. So, she'll be the perfect person to help you. Denisse, you want to give them your phone number and your email?
Yes, my phone number is 614-967-3125, and my email is Denisse Martinez Realtor @gmail.com.
And that's Denisse with 2 S's, which was really hard for me to remember. So, just so everyone knows. But Denisse, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching, everybody, or listening. Thank you. And make sure to
like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at Shannon Grimm Realtor and 614 Real Estate Nerds.
thank you.